Hello everyone. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, right? We're going to be pushing our backend to a website called Heroku, and we're going to be pushing the front end to a site called, if I can find it, yeah, right here, Netlify.com. This is going to take like a minute or two, right? Not much of your time, but this is also going to be pretty quick. What you want to do is, if you don't have an account on here, just pause the video right now, make an account on this and this, and before we move on with the uh, pushing steps and whatnot, I just want to make some things clear. So normally a lot of people, what they do is they use two different node package managers. Like me, I use Yarn to install all my libraries. Like right here, I have a bunch of libraries. I installed all these at once. I want it to be quick, so I used Yarn, right? Yarn is much faster than npm, if you know anything. Also, I did use Node to like initialize the project and do a couple things. So we have a file called package.json, and I did have another file called yarn.log. So I think I can find that in my client, yarn.log. So it will look something like this: package.json and yarn.log. They're both the same things, but they both come from different package managers. You can't really have both of them if you're trying to push your server, right? You can't have both of them. So what I did was I deleted the yarn.log file, right? So just get rid of uh, just use whatever you want, whatever you prefer, right? So I went with package.json. In here, I just used nodemon. This is the file I'm downloading, or a library, I should say, a library I'm downloading, or you can just do node. But this is what really worked for me, right? So if you want to do that as well, you could do that. And anything else? Yeah, okay, one last thing. So I have a .env file that includes like a lot of sensitive information, like access to my database. I don't want port number isn't sensitive, but it includes my port number and a JSON Web Token private key. So I can't really show that here, but you probably know what it is, right? So normally, what a lot of people tend to do is, like they put this file in here. So in the get.ignore file, you don't want this if you're trying to push anything to Heroku. It's right. If you are pushing it to GitHub, it makes sense to exclude this file, right? But if you're trying to push it to Heroku, Heroku wants to have access to that information as well, right? So it wants to have access to your database access key, so it can, properly push the project and make it work, and port number and all that, right? So exclude it from this. It's really important. It gave me headaches. I wish I knew this, but do not include your .env file in this get.ignore file, right? Are we missing anything else? No. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty much it. You can come over here to Heroku.com, go to the dashboard, and just create new app. I have a bunch of them right here, but just click on create new app, choose a name that's available, and click on create new app, right? It's going to bring you over to this dashboard right here. Let me see if I can come here. This dashboard right here. Before you start doing anything, you want to go over to your MongoDB, right? And you want to come over here, add IP address, and you're going to have two options here, right? You can access this page from clicking network access right here. So MongoDB, network access, add IP. You're going to have two options. Add current IP, which is only going to allow your computer to access that website you're about to push, right? Or you can let pretty much just anything access and delete from your database. I'm trying to keep it very simple. Like if you're trying to really customize it, you can go to the documentation, blah 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 and whatnot. But for simplicity's sake, we're just going to click on allow access from anywhere, right? So click down that option, confirm. And now we can move on with pushing things to Heroku. I already did this, so I'm just going to let you guys know what the proper steps to take are. So copy this and paste it in here. So not my client. What am I doing? So let me go here. Yeah. Let's clear this. So Heroku.login, paste that in here. Hold on, I have something else. Copy to my clipboard. What you want to do next is, if you're not seeded into your project already, I think I am, right? Yeah. I already am, but let's see. Yeah, if you're not CD'd into your server, just literally CD into it. Let's clear this, and the next step is to do git initialize. So git init for short. This is going to create a master branch, pretty much, right? I don't want to do that right now. Do that, and then you're going to clone, and yeah, copy this step right here. You're going to clone your project. Click on that, and that should take a couple seconds, but it should be quick. So now we're going to be moving on to the deploying stages, right? You want to track all the files by doing this git.add and then period. That's going to track all the files. And then next step is to commit, give it a random message, or if you want to use Heroku's message, whatever, right? And then lastly but not least, get push Heroku master. So on the last step, get push Heroku master, sometimes it doesn't really create a master branch for you. Like for example, me, I had, like just this main branch, right? As soon as I did get in it, it didn't create a master branch for me. It just went with main. So like if you have whatever you have right here is what you want to like get push Heroku. Instead of saying master, for me personally, I would use main. If you have master here, use master. But whatever you have right there in this little parentheses, just use that. So right after this, you can track how things are going in this. Hold on, let me see. I'm on the wrong one actually, but I'll show you guys. You can go over to activity, and this will show you how your project is going, right? You can click on this, or if you can't find that, you can click on this button and view logs right here, right? It's going to show you if it successfully deployed it, or if there was an error. You can just check that build log right there, and move on with any fixes and whatnot. Let's see. So mine, it looks like it was able to connect to MongoDB, so I can make edits and move on. So the next step is to click on this. This is my initial message on load. What you want to do now is this is your actual server right now, right? It's being hosted somewhere. It's not being hosted on your computer anymore. What you want to do is you want to take this specific URL and replace it with any mention of localhost, or just any mention of your backend on any local ports, right? So like for example, what you would have is like localhost 5000 or localhost 8000, something like that. I mean, if you got anything like this, just copy that server and replace it with any mentions of this, right? So because the next step is we're going to be pushing our front end to the website Netlify. So we can close this, and I already have this up here. So as soon as you're done replacing any mentions of local server with the remote server, you can come here and you can simply run npm build. Or if you don't have npm, you can just do yarn build, right? I spelled that wrong, but just run this command, right? It's going to create a build folder right here, which I already have. So as soon as you have this, you can stop everything. You can click on reveal in File Explorer. Just go to your project client. Now this is what we want. I mean, this contains everything. So we're just going to drag and drop, and that should pretty much be it, right? You can access your project from there. You could put it on your resume. You can give the link, do whatever. Deploys site overview. Let me just delete this, right? You guys don't need to follow along, but let me just delete this because I do want to show this step. Alright, the blogs here, so. Alright, cool. So you're on netlify.com, right? You made your account. Cool. So next thing is to go onto sites, and you're just going to scroll down here, right? And we're literally just going to drag and drop our build folder. It's as simple as that, right? And we can easily access it from right here. I mean, look, if we go over here, it's going to make a request to Node or MongoDB. We're getting all the data right here, right? We can log in, sign up. This is a dummy project I worked on. Simple little blog project, but if you want to customize the domain, you can go over here, click on the site options, edit name. If you want to have an actual custom domain name without the .netlify.app at the end, it's going to cost you, it's like $12 a year. So just kind of like upgrade to the pro version, or yeah, scroll down here, blah blah blah. You could do all that, and I think that pretty much completes the whole project, the whole video. Let me know if you guys are confused on anything. You know, I'll try to help you guys if I have time. You know, like if I can, I'll let you know. But if not, hopefully, you know, the community could get to your question and answer that. But that is pretty much going to be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Until the next video.